This video is about my camshaft sensor on Bank 1, Nissan P0340, I think the code was, for camshaft position sensor. And this, at the time of this video, this was like $115 or something like that at Advanced Auto. I didn't pay that much. I only paid $10. I bought it from a store that was going out of business, and they had a lot of stuff marked down to 90% off. So I only paid $10 for it. What I experienced with the car was it would be long crank times, and then sometimes while driving it would cut off. So I finally decided to go ahead on and put this in after I bought it. I've been sitting on it for about maybe 3 weeks or whatever, and so I finally put it on. When I put it on, it would run beautiful, but it would take me about 3 seconds for the car to start for some damn reason. This didn't set in properly, and I noticed a little leak on the cylinder head where I put this in. So that's another reason why I put the factory one back in. But it would take about 3 seconds for the engine to start, and I don't like that. So I said something got to be up with the other one, because it would start and it would run sometimes and it would just cut off, and then I couldn't figure out why. But when I disconnected, when I pulled off the factory harness and pulled the factory one out, this is the one I bought. When I disconnected and pulled it out, what I noticed was inside of the chamber here, the socket for the plug, what I would notice is there would be some oil on the inside there. So upon close inspection, I started looking. Now, mind you, this is with the factory one. This the one, the store-bought one. I'm talking about the factory one. What I noticed is there was a spot inside this epoxy. I believe this is epoxy or molding, whatever you call it. They do this now with electronics so that you can't fix things. But what I noticed with this on the factory one was there was a little crack or separation between the epoxy molding, whatever you call that stuff, potting. That's what it's called, epoxy potting. There was a separation between the potting and the end here. So what I did was, I took the factory one off yesterday, or 2 days ago. It must be 2 days ago, when I replaced with this one. I took the factory one off, and once I inspected and found out what was possibly causing the problem with the separation there, and possibly on the edges here where you see they put it together, the seam there, what I did was sprayed it off, cleaned it up real good. Once it was dry, I took some of my gasket maker and I coated the seam there, the seam on the side. And I took it, and there was a spot on there that was, I think I have a picture of it. There was a spot on here where the potting looked like it had lifted in the center of the potting, and there was a separation on the edges there. Put this down. There was a separation on the edges where it connected to the plastic and the potting. So I just took this and wiped it all around the potting. Clean. It was clean. Wiped it all around on the edges and everything. Cleaned. Just stuff it in there. Mind you, this is gasket maker. So I stuffed it all in there and I let it sit overnight. Came back today, installed it in the vehicle. Vehicle start, boom. Soon as you crank, boom. No hesitation. So this is a way that you can save. Unless you done fried this thing, that's what goes wrong with it. The potting separates, and oil gets in there, and the electronics are sensitive, and the oil creates a resistance that's greater than what the computer is looking for, and shorts this out, which caused the engine to kill. It'll start up, but it'll cause the engine to kill. So that's what I did, and I saved $100, whatever the case may be. And so I'm just pointing out to you what you can do. I should have took a picture, but I was just trying to get the shit done, say it over with. But that's what you have to do. Coat that around there, and coat these seams right here. Make sure ain't nothing, no oil seeping in there, and make sure you don't have no oil inside this socket here. Clean that out too. But that's what the sign gonna be that it's going bad. Is you might have oil in there. That's what I had on mine on the factory. So hope this helped.